Hello everybody and welcome back to my Minecraft Mostly Vanilla series season 2. I want to clear up my base a bit, right? What I mean by this is that I don't want to, not in this episode, add more detail to my home. What I mean by clear up is flatten the land a bit, make it more easily traversable when it comes to my staircases, because as you can see, my staircases are currently hard to get up. In front of both of them, there's a bunch of water. So, I have to jump to my stairs rather than step onto them. Like, oh my god, why is there so many dead fish here? I really need to, make a fishbowl around this or something so these tropical fish will stop killing themselves in my waterfall. How many fish was that? 15? 15 dead fish? Oh my god. Imagine the smell that my base carries with it. Oh, by the way, I did change the texture, so this is the new Pell Oak texture. It's like vertical planks, that's what I wanted to go for. And then down here, there's a new texture for clay. It's not as easily noticeable of a change, but, I like the new textures now. I think if I were to change the Pell Oak planks textures again, it would get rid of this orange spot right here. Pretty much what I did there is I wanted to make it look like the resin was leaking out of the planks. But I keep forgetting that the texture you change goes on all sides of a full block. So now it doesn't look like there's resin leaking out of the planks, but some random conspicuous orange spots layering the pieces of wood, Anyway, time to get to work. I flattened the land. Hold on, let me switch these blocks to clay real quick. I want some consistency here, man. These blocks as well. Why is there so much stone? Well, I know why there's so much stone mixed here, but why? Man, that's so stupid. Anyway, oh, that's a source block now. Okay, I can leave that be. You need to be clay, and you're fine. There we go. Let's get rid of this moss too. Give this axolotl a bit more swimming room. In fact, why don't we connect these two water sources here to give the axolotl some even more land. How large do I need to make this for the water to alter into source blocks? That did not end. Okay. That didn't. Oh my god, I keep placing it where I'm not trying to place it. Anyway, there we go. Now that axolotl has a lot of swimming room. And I did block off this waterfall in hopes that it would stop making fish commit suicide, but that's clearly not working. I say, as 3 fish immediately die in front of me. I really need to somehow make an aquarium right there or something to get these fish to stop killing themselves. But I flattened the area. My stairs are now accessible for me to simply step up onto rather than jump, so that's a plus. Now, the next thing I want to do is build a staircase going all the way up to the top surface up there in order for some quicker access to logs, specifically dark oak logs, because usually what I have been doing is going all the way around that lava right there, and then all the way going to the front of my hut where there's a waterfall leaking from a small pond that takes me up to the dark oak forest. But I want easier access to that, so I'm going to build a staircase right here all the way to the surface. That's going to be a fun little project. Oh my god, can you tell I was being sarcastic there? Oh boy, do I even have the resources for that? Like, how much wood do I have? That might be enough if I place down the staircases first. Let's turn these into stairs real quick. These and stairs as well. I'm gonna need more than that. How much of this fresh wood will I have to use up to accomplish what I want to? Why? Why, mouse tweaks? Why you gotta do me like that? I love this mod, but it's not the most smooth thing. Gonna need more than that. More than that. And I think I'm still gonna need a bit more than that. And turn these last planks into stairs as well. I think 3 stacks and like a quarter of a stack are going to be a good starting point. You know, that tropical fish waterfall is great in giving me infinite food, but it gives me some of the worst food you can get in Minecraft. How many of these tropical fishes will I have to eat to fully regen my health? I had pretty much an entire stack. Let's see. And then I regenerate that half heart. And then I regenerate that half heart. And then more of my hunger gets taken. So that was like 14, 16 maybe tropical fish to regen my health from what little I had taken away. So it's definitely not the best food. In fact, it's pretty garbage. But anyway, time to begin on my staircase. What fun this is going to be. As much as I love the efficiency of this staircase to get up to the top of the forest, I do have to admit that this staircase needs some love. It looks very rickety and unstable in its current form, so I will have to do some work on it to prettify it. I don't know. I thought I saw a creeper down here earlier under the stairs, or was that one of those drip leaf thingies? Anywho, I have the perfect way of fixing this staircase, and it begins with pale oak wood. I am going to decorate this staircase and make it appealing. I don't know, man. I don't like how close these stairs are, but I can live with it. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna place down all of these pillars going all around this staircase to stabilize the stairs, so I don't feel like a single strong gust of wind could topple everything I built here and make me fall to my death. And that mess of logs is my staircase. It doesn't look nearly as rickety now. It definitely does catch your eye. But now that all the pillars are put in, I'm gonna have to go through and connect all of those logs together. So this is gonna take even more wood. And yes, at this point I've already made a few trips over to the pale oak forest simply to build all of that, because it starts right there and it goes all the way up there, even past that pillar right there. It goes a bit further up. So you can imagine how much wood. Yeah, see, that's how far it goes. That's like not the top, but it's very close to approaching the top, that area right there. But that is a lot of stairs, it's a lot of logs, it's taking a lot of resources. I may have to empty out my inventory and go to the pale oak forest a few more times to fully finish, you know, building this thing, because whew, oh my god, it's almost tedious, really. Oh my god. Well, I'm running low on food, so I'll take every bit of it I can. And, well, There's tropical fish all over the place. Best to not let it go to waste or lag my game. Ah, delicious fish. Sashimi. Because you can't cook tropical fish, so this is sashimi. Anyway, the Pale Oak Forest is... Ow. The Pale Garden, that's what it's called, is up there. So, it is tedious traveling up there. Now, I am going to get to work. Oh boy. This is going to take a while. Surprisingly, I was able to line these stairs all the way up from top to bottom, or rather bottom to top, without having to go harvest some more trees. So that's fantastic. Although a new issue arises, and that would be walls. I want to put walls on these staircases to prevent myself from accidentally running off of the stairs. And to do that, I have to go mine deep slate because I want the walls to be deep slate walls. But I am 100% out of deep slate. Zilch. Nada. Ain't got any of that. But I need some of that. And so, it's time for me to go mining. What? Is that iron? Oh yeah, that's iron right there. What else is down here? Let's see. There's more iron. And that's it, really. Oh, no, there's more iron right there. Yeah, so, well, I guess there's that lapis and that copper. But that's about it. Nothing much. Nothing to go out of my way to collect. Anyway, I need to go to my mine, which is over by my hut, so I can go deep slate mining. Because I really need to. Oh my god, why do I have so much wood on me? None of it is the wood that I mostly use, but, you know, it is what it is. Everything else goes in here, pretty much. Clay, gravel and granite, yeah. And then I have a chest for cobblestone. You go in there as well. Now, stone bricks will go with the stone. Actually, these should also go in with the stone. I don't know what I'm doing. In the stone chest you go. Alright, so I'm going to have to make a couple of pickaxes. I have iron. And that's it from the looks of things. Yeah, I don't have any copper. Somehow. Don't know how that happened. Collect this food. So I guess I'll be mining with iron pickaxes, which, you know, I can get behind because iron mines deep slate a whole lot faster than copper or stone does. So it's not going to take too long for me to gather all the deep slate I need. But before that, I'm going to have to catch some shut-eye. Oh, by the way, before I do this, before I go to sleep, I'll come down here. Look, I got an open eye blossom plant. You can only get those if you break an eye blossom in the middle of the night. So I did risk my life for that. And I'd say it was a worthy risk. Wow, I came down to this cave because there was some copper for grabs there and some iron. But I came across something I wasn't expecting. That right there in its radioactive light blue color, seemingly shimmering from the stone, is diamond. My first diamond of the season. Wow. Wait, is there more? I don't really know diamonds ore deposit shapes, but usually people dig around the ores to see if there's any more diamonds when it comes to one veins, so I don't know. Yeah, there doesn't seem to be any more diamonds in there, and that's all. That's all I wanted to update y'all on because I can't be mining any diamonds without recording it. After my very, very long mining trip, I did find tons of ore other than that diamond. In fact, after that diamond, I think I found a couple more. Anyway, they're all stuffed into my ore chest. Yes, I made a chest for ore. It's now the chest above my stone chest. Anyway, I think I have enough of these walls to go and line all of these staircases all the way up to the top, hopefully. I mean, I do have some leftover deep slate. This is all the deep slate I got in my mining trip. So I do have leftover deep slate on me in case I run out, but I hope this is enough because I really really do not want to have to go mine for deep slate again. I broke both of my pickaxes, well, iron pickaxes, and I broke a half-dead copper pickaxe as well. Needless to say, I have been mining for a while. Like, not an hour or so, but, you know, still enough to be impatient about. I wanted to put lanterns on the pillars, on the top of each pillar after I finished placing down these walls. And I didn't particularly care what kind of lanterns it was. They were, I mean, oh my god, I can't English. My English is not very good, even though it's my first language. So I went with copper lanterns because they are made from the resource, the ore, out of iron and copper that I had the most abundance of. So, like, I didn't have any iron to spare, but I did have plenty of copper that I likely wasn't going to use on anything else. So I decided, why not? Let's make these lanterns copper. Even though it's the same thing I did in my hardcore world, I don't mind. And considering I find my two houses in the different series not at all that similar, I don't find too much problems with using copper lanterns here instead of normal iron ones. Got it. Now this one's turn. I got 6 lanterns left. Will that be enough? No. I will have to make more lanterns. I still have copper to do so though, so it's all good. I hope. There we go. I have a copper lantern on the top of every single one of these pillars from the top to the bottom. And this time literally, because I am going from the top to the bottom. I mean, that's not how I started, but whatever. And there we go. The entire place is lit up. And I do have some leftover copper torches, so that's neat, I guess. I don't really know what to do with these. Let's put one right there. Well, I got a green torch now. Okay, I'm gonna pick that up. I don't know why I placed that there. But I got my staircase up and placed. Now, there is one last thing that I want to do, and that is fix the landscaping up at the top of the staircase. See why I need to fix the land up here? Oh my god, it's so bad. I don't know why I left my staircase to leave off here in this particular spot at the top of a hill. I will have to, I don't know, add more stairs all the way down here. This time going down rather than up. And there's this random conspicuous dirt block right there. I wonder if an Enderman placed that or if that was naturally generated. I wouldn't be surprised if it was an Enderman. They seem to love to do that in my worlds. Move around blocks that they really shouldn't be moving. Anywho, I've been thinking, and I might put a pond right here. It's a deeper pond than the hole that it currently is, but I feel like I want to put a pond right there. And maybe I could connect it to this river and make it a sort of canal thing. Yeah, I think I might do that. Maybe salmon would start spawning in it. Considering I am running low on food, I don't have any animal farms yet, and I am getting sick and tired of eating tropical fish. Oh hey, the baby fish still drop fish. They're not like the normal Minecraft mobs where the babies don't drop anything. I don't feel too bad about that now, because while they were baby fish, they still dropped me something I can use. Now, if I killed something like a piglet, that would be a different story. Okay, and there we go. My staircase. Whew, this is what my hole looks like now. It's a bit more developed. Not totally, like, super developed. And my builds, I personally don't think they look all that out of place here. I mean, other than the normal abnormality. Yes, I'm aware those are antonyms, but the abnormality that is a random house being built at the bottom of a giant hole. But whatever. But this is where I'm going to leave things off here. Now, I did accomplish a lot in this episode, but this episode is one of the shortest, mostly vanilla videos I've ever uploaded. I think it's, by the time it's published out on YouTube, it'll be around, I don't know, 20, 21 minutes long, maybe, which would make it one of my shortest videos on this channel. Post building time lapses. Like, if you know anything about the beginning of this channel, you know that I mostly published building time lapse videos for themed cities and whatnot, yada yada yada. So this video is comparable to those ones in terms of length, but I have been playing it for a similar amount of time. I think that this episode is going to be shorter though, because I have new tools to play with, such as FreeCam and Flashback. That's the mod I'm using, Flashback. So it may seem like I'm playing for a shorter amount of time, but it's the same, and Flashback pretty much just turns minutes into seconds, if that makes sense. It's pretty much a replay mod, but far less complicated. Anyway, with all of that being said, I'm going to leave things off here, and goodbye, everybody.